Hello, nice to see you. I just wanted to follow up with a funny story from my last video that I'd forgotten about. Um, as I mentioned before, I've got a heminopius, I've got no peripheral vision on my left. I'm not technically blind, but I've got a severe vision loss, which is getting better, but I shared a couple of funny stories previously, so this is the one that I forgot. So after I returned to work after my stroke and months in therapy, I was sent from Perth, where I am just now in Australia, over to Brisbane on the East Coast to attend a conference for work, and a conference that I'd been to several times before, and I was presenting some software at this conference, demoing some new software. So I'd been there the day before and got my presenter's lanyard and badge the day before, so I knew where I was going and got the lay of the land at the conference centre in the hotel. So the next morning after breakfast, I wandered down to check out the other booths and exhibitors at the conference. So I knew where I was going. As I'm walking down the long corridor towards the conference centre, the exhibition hall, there was another corridor joining the main corridor coming down from the left. So I'm walking down the corridor with my white stick to indicate that I've got vision loss, heading towards the glass doors at the far end. And I did notice there was some people coming down this corridor, which was unusual because it was on my left. And I heard this Glaswegian voice shouting, "Excuse me, bud," which is the way Glaswegians typically would identify people. "Can you tell us where the conference centre is, where the conference is?" Because he'd spotted my lanyard. And him and two of his colleagues came right up. And I says, "You do realise you're asking a guy with a vision deficit for directions?" But he didn't seem to get the funny side of that. So I managed to direct him where he was going. And I think he was happy enough after that. Well, I know he got in because I seen him and spoke to him later on. And he was nice enough. The other thing that I wanted to discuss was a rehab tip that started in hospital from my occupational therapist, which didn't work too well, to be honest, for me in hospital, but I've continued with it after discharge, so I thought I'd pass it on. When I was in hospital, the occupational therapist gave me some putting practice, some golf putting practice to try, which didn't really work in hospital because it was on a smooth floor, and the balls they had weren't golf balls. They were like chew toys you would give a dog. They were plastic, a rubber, plasticky sort of compound with nodules on them, so they didn't even roll properly. And the putter was a pretty crappy putter. But as I say, after I've come out, I used to golf quite a lot before, so I've continued that. So just as a tip or something to try, which helped me with my left arm, was certainly putting, but golf in general. So I guess because you're holding the putter in both hands and having that swinging motion with the right arm, it pulls the left arm along with it. And also with a vision deficit, in my case, I can't really see the ball on my left, because with golf, if you're a right-hander, you're always hitting to the left. So it just increases that scanning. You're obviously looking straight down at the ball you're about to hit, but you also need to keep the hole you're aiming for in your field of vision, which is quite difficult for me. So it means I'm having to constantly scan to see where the hole is. I can't see the hole when I'm looking at the ball, which actually, now I've been practicing a bit, isn't a bad thing, because you have to mentally visualise where it's going. You're not distracted by looking at the hole because you can't see it. So your complete focus is on the ball and the club head. But just that rocking motion of moving your shoulders and, as I say, letting the right arm lead gets the left arm moving, which I think does help getting that left arm moving and getting that left arm mobility. Obviously, moving on from there, you might want to try I'm not going to manage a full swing in here, but even just a bit of chipping or a full swing if you can. So get down to your local golf course or driving range, maybe try a little bit of putting or even hitting a few balls on the range. There was a new indoor golf simulator centre opened here, so I was there last night hitting a few balls with my eldest son, and it wasn't that great, but I managed to do a few full swings and get to grips with things. So just try and think about even just practicing at home with a golf club or a stick, just that simulated movement of swinging your arms together, letting your right arm lead if your left arm is still really weak. And now I can probably swing. I don't know if I could hit a ball with just my left hand. I don't know if I could do that before, but I can certainly swing a club with just my left hand. I did, because of the vision issue, when I'm at the driving range and I hit the ball, I struggled to see it because I say you're always hitting to the left. So I did trial with some left-handed clubs, because when I could hit them, I could see where they were going because they were to my right. But trying to reteach, after playing right-handed, trying to reteach myself to play left-handed was just a step too far. So I gave up on that idea and have tried to get back into it, playing right-handed. And I have played a couple of rounds out on the course in a buggy with a friend. Walking a course, carrying a bag or pushing a trolley is something I will get to, but I haven't got there yet. And certainly here in Australia through the days, it's predominantly a bit too hot for walking a course. People still do it, but most times it's recommended to get a buggy. So I will walk round a full 18 one time, but not quite there yet. So hopefully this has been interesting. Keep going, give it a try, and see what works for you. Just try something. If you've been a golfer and now you've got left arm or even right arm weakness after your stroke or brain injury, try it, try something and see how you get on. Okay, thanks for watching, all the best.